Hello everybody. Um, yeah, welcome back. Or, I'm not seeing anybody's watching these. I mean, maybe just because I'm being generic and just calling them by what they are. But hey, who knows? Maybe one day people will watch. I hope there's still excitement about the Lord out there somewhere. Um, Everybody's different today. What is it? Wednesday, October 29th of 2025. It'll be interesting to go back one day and watch these. I met somebody, a couple things, just these are kind of like little diaries too, I guess. I got a job, it's good. I'm very grateful for it. And it's never what we want, and it's what we need, right? And I'm grateful. And God puts us in places sometimes not for our own benefit, or maybe for our own benefit, but for the benefit of others. I met somebody today who was, in his 60s, had some health issues, and just doesn't believe. And but I just kind of talked to him about it. It was weird because when he started talking about that, the light started flickering above us in the room, and I was like, "All right, Lord, I know you want me to talk to him about this, and it's not like I'm an evangelist or anything. If you're watching this, you must have some kind of inkling or some inward desire to learn more." So we talked about it, and his deal was he's experienced so much pain in his life, and he didn't understand why God would allow something like that happen. From the time he was a childhood up until now, it's just pain, 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 and to kind of talk to him about all the prophets and everybody that was closest to God seemed to suffer the most, right? For our own refinement and to guide us more towards being holy and righteous, right? Pain is a great teacher, but realizing that, nothing is forever and this world is very short. So it's just having faith, right? It's easier to have faith when you have everything in your life, right? When you have the cars and the house and everything fancy, but when it's all taken away, it's holding on to that faith and not cursing God and not blaming him. And and I failed once. I got really mad one time when I didn't get 2 jobs at once. I didn't get any of the jobs I wanted. I'm getting the jobs that I need, and I'm grateful for them. But anyway, so let's go back. Let's start our climb again with Jesus on the ladder. And we are in Genesis chapter 4. Let's get out the shades. We'll just do, one chapter at a time. Don't want to overwhelm anybody, and I don't want to overwhelm myself either. There's a lot to take in here, so let's do it. And Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of Cain. And said, if you watch Supernatural, right? A lot of people know a lot about the Bible through a show called Supernatural. That was the first time I actually learned about these characters too. I mean, I read the Bible when I was in high school, but not I didn't know all the names. And said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she again bare his brother Abel. Abel. It's interesting, there's a Street Fighter character named Abel. And Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in process of time it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. It's interesting here. Some people think that, because the snake was in the garden and that Eve actually slept with Satan to bear Cain. But I don't know. He said Adam knew his wife Eve, and she conceived and bare Cain, so it's pretty straightforward there. In the process of time it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. an offering. You're going to hear a lot about those offerings, burnt, all kinds later on. And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering. It's interesting. He didn't have respect. Did he not have respect for the fruit? But he had respect for the firstlings of the flock and the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering. But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And the Lord said unto Cain, Why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? If thou dost well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou dost not well, sin lieth at the door. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. And Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother, and slew him, the first murder. And the Lord said unto Cain, Where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? So he was condescending to the Lord. And he said, What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now thou art cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. And Cain said unto the Lord, My punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me. And the Lord said unto him, Therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. What kind of mark was that? And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord. Like, seriously, what was that mark? I wonder. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod, on the east of Eden. Nod. And Cain knew his wife. So this is where a lot of people start going, well, where did Cain get a wife from? Were there other people? Whose other people were they? And was this, bloodlines of these fallen angels that had babies? And then it gets confusing, right? Because all of a sudden, Cain and Abel were the first, right? But we don't hear about any women. And was it a daughter? Did he marry a sister? What's the deal? And she conceived and bare. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch. Enoch, that's a very important name. I had a dream about him once, but that's another story. And he builded a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son, Enoch. And unto Enoch was born Irad. Basically, we'll get into it, but Enoch lived a really long time and didn't die. He didn't have to taste death. God took him up. And unto Enoch was born Irad, and Irad, you're going to see a lot of this word begat. Begat. And Irad begat, forget my pronunciations here. They're going to get a little twisted. Begat Mehujael, and Mehujael begat Methusael, and Methusael begat Lamech. It's interesting, Lamech. I think that's actually a Sumerian name too, with their pantheon of gods. Anyway, or something close to that. And Lamech took upon him 2 wives. The name of the one was Adah, and the name of the other was Zillah. And Adah bare Jabal, and he was the father of such that dwell in tents, and of such that as have cattle. And his brother's name was Jubal, and he was the father of all such things, of of all such as handle the harp and organ. And Zillah she also bare Tubal-Cain, and instructor of every artificer in brass and iron, and the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. Naamah is that's a Sumerian one too, Akkadian, Assyrian. She was a goddess. Makes you wonder, right? All these parallels, are they the same people? I don't know. And Lamech said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah, Hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech. Hearken unto my speech, for I have slain a man to my wounding, and a young man to my hurt. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son, and called his name Seth. For God said, she hath appointed me another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew. That's interesting. For God said, she hath appointed me another seed. And to Seth, to him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enos. Then began men to call upon the name of the Lord. So that's when people started calling on the name of the Lord. What is the name of the Lord? Is it Yahweh? I saw a video once where this guy, who knows, maybe he was an angel, but he was talking about, God's real name. And it's like your way, your way, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. Like breathing in, Yahweh, breathing in and out, Yahweh, your way, God, not mine. But anyway, that's chapter 4. A lot to take in there, sin, murder, jealousy, pride, not being content with what you're given, and whose brother slept with whose sister, and where this other genealogy come from, and a lot of questions I don't know. I'm hoping one day all these questions I'm talking about, maybe some people can answer, and I definitely don't know everything. But that's where faith comes in, right? And that one day you'll have an answer. But yeah, so this video is a little longer than normal for one video, but just wanted to talk about that and just kind of everything that's going on too. And Halloween's right around the corner and things are tough, but I did get approved to do some Uber driving. So I'm actually looking forward to that. Something new, some extra cash. It'll be good since the holidays are coming up. And I don't know, maybe I'll do some driving videos of, those people have cameras in the car. And we'll see. I don't know. But I hope y'all are doing well. And I just pray that your hearts are comforted and, your times of trouble and tribulation. And maybe hopefully, you can see a little bit of joy in me. I'm starting to feel a little better. I was out for a while. Just couldn't move. It was like, oh, these antihistamines were killing me, Smalls. But all right, there's a certain point where you start talking to a screen, you don't even feel like anybody's really watching. I was kind of a little sad. I had 6 subscribers, and then it went down to 5. But, I'm grateful for those 5. And who knows how many it will be one day. All right, y'all take care and continue to pray. And if you don't pray, just start simply, right? Just ask God for direction and ask for the Holy Spirit to enter you, to guide you and show you and teach you. And I'll do my best to do the same. All right, catch y'all later on the flip side.